he is only playing 3 Vapor Snag. He has it listed on his deck list for Insectile Aberration, parentheses, Delver of Secrets.
I think that's really, really fun.
Yeah, it is. It is usually Insectile Aberration after all.
Well, one of the things I find most curious about his list, of all of the things in Dave Shiels' list, is the one Evolving Wilds.
Huh.
Now, what that makes me ask is, did he want 22 and a half land? Or pardon me, I should say 21 and a half land. He's running 22 land, which is very common these days for the Delver deck. But one of his cards being Evolving Wilds. Is he running it because he wants 9 dual lands, effectively? That's a possibility. Or is he running it because he wants half of a land, so to speak?
You know, the thing about Evolving Wilds, it does so many subtle things. It does do that thing, like you said, half a land. It does act as a little, half a dual land. It also is really good with Ponder, too. If you Ponder, you say, awesome spell, Island. You draw the one card, you draw the second card, shuffle them away. It's like you almost drawn a card at that point.
And similarly, with Delver of Secrets, if the card on top you want to get rid of,
that too.
Feel free.
Yeah. Evolving Wilds just is really awesome. The speed of the format probably means that they can't play more than one. That'd be my guess.
I can buy that.
Yeah. 1 Cavern of Souls in Dave Shiels' deck. That's probably pretty good in the mirror. Angel?
Yeah, Angel. Angel, one of the weakest things about Angel in the Delver Mirror is that it is the most vulnerable card in the deck to mana leak.
Yes. That card will almost never resolve through a mana leak unless it's a very late game. So there you see him shuffling up. Larry on your right, Dave Shiels on your left.
I think Dave might be mulliganing.
Yeah, it looks like it. Larry not shuffling. And up a game, opponent going to 6, you have to be in a pretty comfortable position.
My favorite Patrick Swasey movie, definitely Dirty Dancing.
Oh, okay. A good one. Not one I've really spent a lot of time with.
There's some good, subtle jokes in that movie.
I'll have to watch it again as part of my Patrick Swayze tribute. So Larry, all business on the right. Neither one of these players, though, like you said, stranger to the feature match arena, both been under the lights plenty of times. They're not going to let that rattle them.
Oh, my goodness gracious. So, interesting note, game 1, Dave Shiels going to 4 cards game 1. So, it could well be that Larry has an advantage, but it could also well be that Dave Shiels went to 4 cards.
It's pretty tough to win on 4 cards.
Yeah.
I can probably count the number of games I've won on 4 and 1.5 hands.
Yeah. Dave Shiels, Ponder.
Yep, sees land, and what was the last one? Land, Ponder, third Ponder maybe. And chooses to draw those. Okay, land, Thought Scour. And Larry just see Chrome Coast go. Dave Shiels untaps, has a Mana Leak in his hand, has a Ponder in his hand, has a Thought Scour. No, he's
Ponder.
He's not going to hold up Mana Leak. He knows that there's no 2-drop in Larry's deck he really has to be too afraid of. No Invisible Stalker, nothing like that. He can just feel free to tap out.
In the more aggressive deck that has kind of fallen out of favor, a Rune Chanter's Pike could have been a real issue, but we no longer see that as being one of the top decks when it comes to the Delver decks.
Right. And if I know Dave Shiels and Larry Swasey, they've definitely talked to each other beforehand. They know what each of them is running. There really aren't any secrets. No one's going to be caught by surprise at this point in the tournament, round 10. So Larry, just another land, says go. And we'll see what Dave does here. I know he has a Geist of St. Traft in his hand, but that would be a pretty risky play to tap out for that right here. I don't think we'll see him do it.
I see a Mana Leak, I see a Ponder, I see a Geist. I pass.
Yep. Not surprising, just wants to hold up his Thought Scour mana, hold up his Mana Leak mana, wait for Larry to make a mistake or wait for a spot where he can get an advantage through these spells.
Now, one of the reasons that these players are playing it slow like this is the threat of something going wrong is too big. If you start the action and you say go with Geist, and they counter it, and you're tapped down, and then the opponent drops their own Geist, that can just be so problematic. Now, both of these players are not running the exact same list, but they are both running 4 Geist of St. Traft. You see a Ponder from Dave Shields. Shiels. Not Shields up, but Shiels up.
No D's in that name.
Similar to Brandon Shield.
Yeah. Brandon Shield, Dave Shiels. I'm sure there are some famous Shields, too.
In Magic? I don't know.
Maybe not. Certainly in baseball. I know of a few off the top of my head. So Dave Shields going to shuffle off that Ponder. Is looking for something a little more exciting than a land and a Phantasmal Image right now. Wants to find something like a Consecrated Sphinx for later in the game, but instead draws his 4th Ponder. So the only spells cast this game, all by Dave Shields, all Ponders. And another shuffle. So what is he looking for right now?
That's a really interesting question. I think he has to have a land in his hand, or else I wouldn't have done that last Ponder.
He does. He does.
There's a sword. There we go. Maybe he was... I really don't know. I'm sorry to say.
He shuffled away an image. I didn't see the second Ponder. He shuffled so fast, it must have just been mostly land.
I mean, it could be that he's not looking for something so much as the cards that were on top were simply bad.
Right.
Thought Scour.
Plains Vapor Snag. Happy to not draw any of those.
I like the way that Dave Shields does his Thought Scours. He's maintaining the integrity of Graveyard Order, even though that is no longer required in the current format of Standard.
It's a good habit to be in.
And we see a threatened Geist here.
And we'll see how Larry reacts to this with 4 open mana.
He's got an image in hand, amongst other things.
Larry has a lot of options. He has 7 cards in hand right now. I think he just said, okay, that resolves. Looks like end of turn he'll go for an Angel. And that will resolve because Dave is light on land. After shuffling at all those lands,
Dismember.
he didn't find a 5th one.
Larry untaps. Still has that image. Still has Mana Leak.
Yep, so the Geist will not live this turn. That's not going to be a big deal. Those
Image
will
for the
trade.
Geist.
Now, if Larry
Land.
could drop his own
Oh,
Geist
no
there, that
Geist.
would be powerful, but he doesn't have one.
Another Geist.
Wow.
And this gets Mana Leaked? He's trying to make it get
Dave
Mana
certainly
Leaked.
thinks so. Wow, Larry has land Consecrated Sphinx in his hand, I think. Or maybe no 6th land.
Geist gets imaged.
Yep. So Legend Rule, trading with Legend Rule right now. Larry with Mana Leak, Mana Leak. Is that a Mana Leak or a Sphinx? Can't quite tell.
I thought I saw a leak earlier, but... Now, one of the things that Dave is doing here, he's essentially doing what I like to call rocking the boat. When you have this kind of matchup where neither of you really wants to act first, sometimes you just start shaking the boat and hoping that something happens. And the reason you do that is basically because you feel like you're in dire straits.
Right.
And Larry this time leaks it.
Dave, being light on land, feels like he has to make a move. And, you know, in this matchup, like in most Blue Mirrors, lands are everything. Players just want to get more lands in the opponent, at least in this stage of the game.
We see a sword come down. 2 mana open for Larry.
Yeah, so Larry resolves that sword, still has Mana Leak mana up. Oh no, that is a Sphinx, so Larry would have loved to have drawn that 6th land for Sphinx any of these turns that Dave tapped out. He couldn't do it. These decks do only play something like 21 land.
22 in the case of Dave Shields.
Yep.
And Larry running 22 as well. That seems to be the most common number I've seen today.
Yep, anywhere from 20 to 23 I've seen.
Now that Restoration Angel is in the mix, it seems like they are moving back towards the top end of the spectrum.
Right.
In Game 7 between Boston and Miami. The score at the half. Miami 46, Boston 53.
And if you hear there in the background, we are in Massachusetts. Jared Silva announces that the Celtics are up by 7 points at the half and gets a round of applause.
I was going to make a joke about touchdowns, but I figured people wouldn't realize I was joking.
Probably not.
So,
and you know, if they were two other sports, you might not be.
another sword. So it's sword v sword. 6 mana versus 5 mana. Empty tables otherwise.
Yeah. And
I think we're going to see a Snapcaster here.
Snapcaster
does that work?
Ponder. Yeah, it does.
It does.
And Dave plays his 5th Ponder of the game. Larry on 0. If we're going by Ponder counts, Dave is crushing.
That is Angel
Wow.
Snapcaster. That is insane.
Yeah. I can't imagine him shuffling these away.
I mean, he isn't tight on mana.
He is tight.
I still like it.
I really don't see how you can shuffle them away. I don't know. Maybe that's
There they
why
are.
I'm in the booth.
I see a Snapcaster in Dave's hand, an Angel now in Dave's hand. Larry looking for something to do. Says go. Wow.
So Dave Shiels looks like he will be getting a hit with this Snapcaster Mage. Larry has an Angel in hand. I believe he has a Gut Shot in hand too. So he has some tools to fight it. Nope, just attack. So Dave maybe senses something from Larry, senses a trap, doesn't want to use 2 mana on his main phase just to equip that and have it die to something like a Dismember. That would not be okay.
Not to mention access to Divine Offering from Larry.
Right.
A lot of these decks, you expect to see access to that card.
Right, between 1 and 2 usually. 1.4 Divine Offerings on average.
Angel. 2 mana up.
End of turn Angel.
Actually, I think that's during combat.
Oh, okay.
Mana Leak.
Yep, and now
That might have been an EOT.
I'm not sure. But now Larry has the opportunity to resolve this Sphinx if he wants to. I'm not sure if he wants to tap out for it, and Dave looks like he wants to untap, and he does. Ooh, so Tormod's Crypt just spoiled in M13. That's pretty interesting. I've seen that in a few places.
Huh. It'd be interesting. And Dave and Larry showing each other how large their hands are. And we see an Angel.
So Angel, just as a 3/4 right now, because all either player wants are bodies to carry their swords.
We see a Gut Shot from Larry in response. And then Dave untaps.
I have to wonder if we'll finally see him go for this sword equip here.
Cavern, probably naming Angel or Wizard.
Yeah, one of those two.
Perhaps Human, actually, because Human can cast Delver.
Okay.
Angel.
That's on Angel, and he will go for the equip.
Okay.
And it hits.
Well, we'll see. Vapor Snag or Vapor Snag.
Wah, wah.
Back to your hand.
Dave to 15. Maybe I was a little premature with that. Just a bit.
Larry, nothing EOT, just untaps. Draws. Draws, I can't tell what. Larry does not look happy here.
No, it seemed like he had this game wrapped up. He just needed to draw 6 land and something like 4 draw phases, and he couldn't do it.
And there's the Ratchet Bomb. End of the turn. A Angel in play, unmolested. Equip. Things look bad for Larry, I think.
Yeah, not much he can do about that. He's all out of Vapor Snags.
Oh, I think he might have one more.
Oh! Larry, you tricky, tricky man. Dave Shiels. Oh, thinking about it. Nope, he returns to his hand. He's at 14.
Tie game. Larry has thrown away 2 cards to prevent a massive amount of damage.
Yeah.
Ups the Ratchet Bomb to 1. I think he is just drawn a Snapcaster. Looked at his yard. Nothing in this yard of use besides a Vapor Snag.
Yeah, I mean, he has things like Gut Shot and Mana Leak, but I'm not quite sure that's what he needs to do right now.
There's an Angel, and I think we're going to see him Vapor Snag that Angel EOT.
Yeah, we might see Mana Leak it too.
I don't think he has a leak in his yard.
No, he hasn't used a leak this game.
Oh, he did have 1 leak.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Ooh, probe for Dave. That's huge.
Probe. Now he gets to see Consecrated Sphinx, Day of Judgment, Snapcaster Mage, and...
Timely.
Thank you.
Yep, now Dave gets to play with Perfect Information, which in these Delver Mirrors, that is huge. If you give a player like Dave Shiels Perfect Information in your blue mirror, he's going to use it.
Little known fact, the Northeast is on a fault line, as you saw the little tremor there.
Yeah. We're feeling the after effects right now.
2 mana. Attack with Angel for 3, so he doesn't actually activate the ability.
Yep, no equip. Does not want to walk into anything here. He's fine with 3 damage because that's still a pretty hefty chunk of Larry's life. And the way this game's shaping up, all Dave should have to do is get in 1 hit with that sword to close out this game, because Larry is at 11 now.
And Dave says go. And up to 2 goes the Ratchet Bomb.
Larry untaps, draws a card, it's a Ponder.
Wow. All of this time later, and he finally gets a Ponder. I don't even know if he wants to cast it. He might want to go Snapcaster into Vapor Snag. Oh, there it is, Ponder.
Wants to dig a little bit. Would love a way to answer that Angel. Sees
His own Angel, it looks like.
Ponder Angel land.
Looks like he's putting the land on top.
Yep, he'll almost definitely be keeping those.
The land on top means he will have the mana available to cast Snapcaster and use that to Vapor Snag the Angel without being afraid of Mana Leak.
Right. Little does he know, Dave Shiels has a negate in hand.
End of the turn, Snapcaster.
Ooh, okay.
I think it's going to be a Scour. Does he have a Scour in his yard still?
He does. Thought Scour gets flashed back. Oh, maybe.
Oh, wow. He knew what. No,
Wow.
Larry kept those cards there. Let's get rid of them then if you like them.
Heads up play by Dave Shiels mills up an Angel and a Ponder. Now Larry drawing off the top again virtually. Dave draws a Glacial Fortress.
That was
first turn.
nice.
Yeah. Tight play by Dave. And seemingly in a dominant position here with Mana Leak, with Negate, with his opponent having to tap his lands on his own turn.
In for 5.
So no equip. Dave realizes that he has the game won in 1 attack phase anyway. He's going to make Larry use some spells to deal with it. So now Larry's turn to go into the tank. Oh, no. he
Larry
just took
takes it. Goes to 6.
And end of turn ticks up to 3. Larry untaps, draws a Ponder. 7 mana available to him. He has to fight through 2 pieces of counter magic. Can he do it?
Now, if you're Dave, what you do here is you lay the mana leak down. Tap you out. Larry pays. Snapcaster, gotcha.
Not showing him the negate. I like that.
Larry making sure that the Snapcaster mana leak works.
And it does.
On to game 3.
So these players have 8.5 minutes left to finish a game 3. That's going to be pretty hard. If this game's not a blowout, expect it to go down to the wire.
Well, they did move seats, so they do have a couple of extra minutes from that at least.
Okay.
One of the things that is done is when you're under the cameras, they do make sure to give you an appropriate amount of time to get resituated in the new position. So it's probably going to be closer to 10 minutes, maybe even 11 minutes, but that's still not much time.
No, not at all. Especially, you're going to see both of these players reach for their sideboard. They're going to at least posture. I know Dave Shiels, when he plays the blue-white mirror, he definitely re-sideboards a lot, depending on what his opponent has, as you should. I'm sure Larry will be doing that too. Interesting on Larry's deck list, he has crossed out 0 Sword of Feast and Famine, 0 Blade Splicer.
Right. You know, and I think he did that on purpose. I think he put that on there just to say, hey, I'm not running this, because they're not actually in the deck list. They're after the deck list.
Right.
He wrote it down in a different pen and then crossed it out.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, that's a communication to us. I'm really sure he's just saying, if you happen to feature me, guys, I'm not running these cards on purpose.
On purpose, right. It's not that he overlooked them. It's not that he just picked this list at random. He decided he didn't like Blade Splicer. Well, both players looking like they're having some fun with the match, joking around. Clearly know each other here. Probably played many times at PTQs.
Please come up to the main event stage. I have your phone.
So Larry will be on the play for game 3. I'm not sure if the players are going to be making any sideboarding changes, considering how much time they have left. With their extension, they have 13 minutes.
Well, one of the common sideboard things you do see happen is that whoever is on the draw often ends up bringing in timely reinforcements, and on the play, takes them out.
Right. So we'll see if they follow that common wisdom here. Both players with access to 2 after board. Actually, Larry 3 because he had 1 main deck. Dave 2 after board.
For those of you who are just joining us, I'm Adrian Sullivan with Zach Hall. We're here for the Star City Games Live Open Series here in now the evening time in Worcester, Massachusetts.
Getting better.
Trying to get this right. My apologies for my mispronunciation. I'm still probably saying it wrong, but I'm trying.
So, players drawing their 7 here, and looks like they're both keeping. Larry leads it off with a Seachrome Coast and pass. Dave thinking about his first land drop. Decides on Evolving Wilds. He'll search while Larry's taking his turn. Both players definitely realize how little time they have left. You can see them playing faster, even from the last game, 5 minutes ago. Also, these decisions are a little more automatic for them. First few turns of the game, not as hard to play as they are in Legacy.
Land. 3 land to 2 land. And they do have a 6-minute extension, which means that they have 11 minutes left in this round. 4th land for Larry. These 2 players both playing for top 8 here. They cannot draw.
No, they can't. If they draw, they'll likely both draw out of top 8.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much an Angel end of the turn for Dave Shiels. First action of the game.
Yeah, he's just going for it.
And we see it's going to be leaked rather than let Dave have the opportunity to untap and potentially stop it with something.
Right. And now
Sorry, Vapor snagged rather than giving Dave the opportunity to stop it with something.
And now if I'm Dave Shiels, I immediately think to myself, okay, my opponent doesn't have a mana leak, and I'm going to play with that in mind. He might have a negate.
And Larry says go. We see the Angel again. This time a mana leak to stop it.
Okay. I'm not sure if he just drew that or Larry decided that Vapor Snag was less valuable.
Is that a Moreland haunt?
It is.
It is. Ponder. Oh, Delver. A lot of players have claimed that Delver after sideboarding is a mistake. Dave Shields clearly saying he does not agree.
The time limit could have something to do
Absolutely.
with that.
The time limit is a factor. But we see a gut shot here. This is one of the reasons that some people like to side out the Delver, to make those gut shots nearly dead so that they can only really take out Moreland haunt tokens, timely reinforcement tokens, or snapcasters that have already done their work.
Right.
And we see Casper. Once again, Dave Shields with some real style here with that. Let's see what you got. Gitaxian Probe, Sword, Snappy, Geist, and a mystery card underneath your name and my name.
Oh, how about that? You know, I could do without your name and my name for these few
Yeah, for a
seconds.
couple seconds. Maybe we can find out what that card is. And there we go. Sphinx.
Beautiful. So Geist, Sphinx, Snapcaster, Sword. Now Dave Shields can play with that in mind, play with that sword, 5 mana hit in mind. He cannot let that sword hit him. Cannot let the Sphinx resolve either. So he'll say go. He's happy to sit on his Moreland Haunt. He has more mana than his opponent. He has the Haunt. It's going to make some tokens. And the pressure's really on Larry because he has that sword, which is a main phase card. He has the Sphinx, which is a main phase card. He really has to find...
I think we see Snag, Geist, and Phantasmal Image.
I believe so.
About 7 or 8 minutes remain. He leaves it.
Yep. Draws the Vapor Snag and plays a Geist.
And now we see Larry doing the rock the boat thing I was telling you about before. There is a leak there for Dave. There are other answers to the Geist. Dave could just copy it and use Legend Rule action. I don't know if he has that in his hand. I don't think I see any.
Oh, and he mana leaks.
He does mana leak it.
Larry has to be happy about that. He would much rather draw out a mana leak than an image.
Now we see a second spirit. In with 2.
Larry drops to 15. I believe Dave is now out of creatures in his graveyard.
Another land for Dave Shields.
3 mana, his own Geist. Now Larry's the one on the back foot here. He has to make a move. He has to do something big. And it looks like he drew his own Geist.
Geist for Geist.
Larry's hand currently Snapcaster, Sword of War and Peace, Consecrated Sphinx.
I do believe that
And
Geist
Snap.
has its own ghost.
Yeah. So we'll see Dave make yet another Haunt token at the end of the turn.
Once a bunch of creatures get on the table like that, Larry's way to catch back up is either to Day of Judgment or get down a big flyer like Angel or Sphinx.
Right. He also has those Ratchet Bombs, which we saw. Max of 2
That's
after
true.
board, though.
Ratchet Bomb.
So here's a Snapcaster. This is main phase. I believe it should be targeting the Gitaxian Probe here.
And let me see what you got.
Yep, still the same cards. Sword, Sphinx, Snag, Snapcaster. And Larry will play those face up for the time being. Dave will draw a card.
In for 3.
Yep, drops Larry to 12 life.
And Larry leaving his hand open for us all. I think he's going to stem the bleeding a little bit.
Yep, 13 life, Dave to 16.
And Larry deciding, let's hide these now.
And Larry drawing a Phantasmal Image for his turn.
So hand is Snapcaster, Sword, Image, Sphinx.
Players, that is time in the round. Active player, finish your turn. Proceed to the
And
initial
here comes the
5
image.
turn.
That would love to copy that Snapcaster Mage if it could.
And call for a judge. Once again, players, that is time in the round.
But Larry really has no good answer to that Moreland Haunt. His only real out is to draw a Haunt of his own. Well, you know, going long, that's what he needs.
Does Larry have any ponders left? I think he does. So I think that's what he's probably hoping to do is ponder in order to find that haunt.
Dave, thinking about this one, the players have
6 minutes.
Yep, 6 minutes left right now.
And we see the ponder,
Yep.
and it resolves.
Angel,
Angel, land. Does he like that? I don't know that he does.
I don't think he can keep that. I don't think he can keep any combination with 2 lands right now. He has those 2 Snapcasters, but he's out of ponders to flashback. Oh, wow.
He does keep it. Says go.
So he's just going to try and ride all these Snapcaster Vapor Snags to victory here.
And now we see the Angel. And remember that Dave knows every card in Larry's hand.
Yep, playing with perfect information. The Snapcaster goes out, comes back.
Pardon me. Every card but the one that Larry has just drawn.
But
which actually he laid it into play. The island, so he knows every card. In the air, 4 power, and on the ground, 2 more. 5 power in the air, 2 on the ground.
Yep, the Snapcasters will attempt to trade. And Snapcaster of Larry's.
And this is after blocks, so
blocks.
I bet you he is looking to just stem the bleeding a little bit.
Yep, he's going to try and snag that Angel. Or perhaps a token. But I believe it's still on the stack. Snapcaster for Dave Shiels in response, Mana Leaks. So that will not resolve. Larry takes 5, goes down to 8. Dave with 7 power on the board. And the Moreland Hawk.
5 of it in the air, threatens 6 of it in the air, which means he actually has a potential kill on this next turn.
Yeah, he does. And if he has a Vapor Snag, the game is over. Effectively over. We'll see what Larry has here.
Larry says go.
Yep, and the Star City Rider is in rough shape here.
We see the creation of a spirit. Larry could Snapcaster here while Dave is tapped out.
Nope, chooses not to.
And now Dave has lethal represented on the board.
Yeah, we'll see if Larry can resolve this Snapcaster.
Oh, man.
Dave has a negate, Dave has a Mana Leak. He has all the tools this game, just as he did last game.
It looks like he's targeting a spirit.
Oh, and Dave just
And
shows
that
him the
is
hand.
it.
That's the game. Dave Shiels, top 8, Star City Open Worcester.
I believe this might be the first time that Larry has played in a standard here in this region and not top 8'd.
Huh. Dave Shiels brings the Larry train to a crashing halt.